What's your opinions on little fellas? I don't mean little fellas like Danny DeVito or Poggle from the Labyrinth. I mean core class Transformers. They're affordable, pint-sized versions of your favourite bots that you can fit in your pocket and then play with when you're forced to go outside. I had the pleasure of picking up a couple of these, and I have to say I'm rather impressed with these deliciously diminutive Decepticons. Let's start with this wee man. What do you think his name is? Soundwave? Wrong. This is Soundblaster. You can tell because he's black. I'm sure you must have noticed that because you're a massive racist, aren't you? Anyway, Soundblaster first appeared in the same Japanese exclusive Headmaster series that gave us Fat Galvatron. In the show, Soundwave and Blaster had an epic fight that resulted in both their deaths. I say epic, but they really just stood 20 feet apart and shot each other over and over till they fell down. Both the bots didn't stay dead for very long as well, as they were both reconstructed into very slightly different forms. Blaster became Twincast. Basically, he was the exact same but blue, and Soundwave became Sound Blaster. Again, the same but black. How else were they going to sell more toys? Actually design new characters? Pfft, that's way too much effort. Paint the old ones and get them back in the shelves. So this here is Legacy Core Class Sound Blaster. I was wanting to get a wee Soundwave to display in alt mode beside my Netflix fella, but I didn't like the colour of the Kingdom version. His blue was too light, so this guy is perfect for me. You can't get a darker shade of blue than black. Plus, technically, it is a different character, so my girlfriend won't be so upset I bought two of the same guy, yet again. I really wasn't expecting too much, but Sound Blaster has been a pleasant surprise. His robot mode is awesome. He's so clean and kibble-free, he puts the larger, much more expensive Netflix Soundwave to shame. Look at his tiny wee head sculpt, it's bang on and packed with detail. I love his red visor which pops against the black of the head sculpt and the silver of his COVID mask. Sound Blaster's mandatory tip window is moulded in this fabulous see-through purple plastic. It looks proper smashing in the light, and it's much more appealing than the clear black used on the Kingdom release. You even get a tiny tape in here in buzzsaws colours. It doesn't transform, but considering how small it is, my King Charles-esque sausage fingers would have struggled to make it work. Sound Blaster's arms and legs are looking sharp. I mean, they're just rectangles stacked on top of rectangles, but that's the Soundwave iconic look, isn't it? Like a robot costume made of cardboard boxes. I'm loving Sound Blaster's wee accessories. We've got the iconic shoulder cannon with tiny little red highlights. Not even the Netflix one has that. Soundwave's usual funny looking gun is also included, and again it's even more detailed than the Netflix one with this lovely silver and red paint. Great attention to detail for such a small wee fella. The one tiny problem with Sound Blaster's robot mode is that his tape deck button pants hamper his forward leg movement. You can lift up the flap for more range, but it makes Sound Blaster look like he's put up a wee airplane seat tray to eat his dinner off. Transformation is super simple, as you just fold the wee man into a cube. But what a cube! It's a great representation of Soundwave's 80s Walkman alt mode, and exactly what I was wanting for Big Soundwave to cut about with. The inside of Sound Blaster's legs become the front of the Walkman and show off some great line detail. The only thing a bit weird is that the Walkman has cat ears. Jesus, is everyone at this furry shite now? Overall, Sound Blaster is super impressive. I still love Netflix Soundwave just a little bit more, but for the price, this wee guy is just about perfect. Let's move on to our next tiny mad lad. This fella is Legacy Core Class Shockwave, and he's pure smashing. Shockwave should need no introduction. He's right up there with Megatron, Starscream and Soundwave for the most instantly recognisable Decepticons. Shockwave was super loyal to Megatron. So loyal, in fact, that he patiently waited by the phone in Cybertron for 4 million years for Megatron to call. I can just imagine him being like, "He'll call any minute. I better not walk away from the phone. It has been a long time. I hope nothing bad has happened. Better do some more waiting. I love you, Megatron." I loved the G1 episodes where we got to see Shockwave, as it most probably meant that some of the episode would be set in Cybertron. They were always my favourites as a wee guy. Anyway, in the 86 movie, he probably was crushed to death by Unicron, but I like to think maybe, just maybe, he was waiting patiently under tons of rubble for Megatron to come and save him.
It has been a long time, and Megatron is now Galvatron, but I'm sure he'll be along just any minute. Just need to do some more waiting.
Regardless, our wee purple pal is a right looker. Everything here is just spot on for our dastardly Decepticon Cyclops, especially his yellow mono-eyed angular head. Have you ever seen Shockwave with two eyes? I think it's even more creepy somehow, and it gives me vibes of that terrifying bastard Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z. Shockwave here is a spitting image of his Siege counterpart, but at a fraction of both the height and the hefty price. I love Shockwave, but the eBay prices for the Siege one makes me think my girlfriend would cut off my nuts and cook them in front of me for getting it. This wee core class boy, just like Soundblaster, is an excellent mini version and a great alternative. Plus it means I get to keep my testicles. I'm so impressed with the posability of this wee man. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with him. I love putting him on one knee and posing his excellent wee dildo-shaped gun hand like he's shooting some stupid Autobots right in their crankshafts. Shockwave's Cadbury purple is accented with this lovely metallic silver, which covers his uniboob and shins. Even his backpack is relatively clean. Plus, due to the alt mode, you can give Shockwave wings. Great stuff. Shockwave comes with this wee radar dish. It's pretty pish. What's he going to do with this, spying folks' conversations from miles away? Well, yeah, that does fit his character, I suppose. Personally, though, I like to put this in Sound Blaster's alt mode and make it look like he's picking up illegal satellite TV. Transformation for Shockwave is an intuitive wee process. When you're done, you're left with this teeny tiny space barge. I can't help but think of Zoolander when I see this. What is this? A space barge for ants? It's pretty good though, despite its diminutive size. I love all the wee details like this control tower and these missile pods at the back. The best thing about the alt mode is that you can make it into a gun for a big fella like Menasor. That's classic Shockwave right there. It looks pretty sweet, eh? Better than that bloody space barge for ants anyway. One of my absolute favourite pairings in the G1 cartoon was when Shockwave and Starscream took on the Combaticons. So I'll be displaying Shockwave with this wee fella. I've had this Starscream since 2010 as I got him free with the War for Cybertron game for the PS3. He's a nice wee guy, but you can really see just how far Tiny Transformers have came in the last 13 years. War for Cybertron came out 13 years ago. Fuck's sake, man, I'm so old. Although this Starscream looks decent enough compared to the source material, he's absolutely pish for posing. His forearms can't bend forward, he has no head articulation, and despite these flippers he has for feet, he really struggles to stand up. His alt mode is decent, but you can really tell that he's just tucked his head into his chest, folded his arms back, and put his big feet together. Compared to this wee fella, both Soundblaster and Shockwave are micro masterpieces. I still love him though, because he's a Starscream. So, should you get Legacy Core Class Soundblaster and Shockwave? Absolutely. They're tiny, cheap, and tons of fun. These wee fellas have made me want to check out the rest of the Core Class cuties. Not those Dinobots though. What happened to my boys? You done them so dirty. What's happened to Slag? He's so emaciated. What's happened to Grimlock's tail? Who even is Scar? What kind of body horror nightmare is going on with Sludge's hips? I think I might just stick to the normal size fellas. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Catch you later.